The movie begins with Charlie Heller working secretly in his shed until he is greeted by his wife, Sarah. She is leaving for a seminar in London and says him farewell. Charlie is a CIA cryptographer. He is seen to be pals with a field agent known as the Bear after Charlie is believed to have saved his life. He also has a secret correspondence with an anonymous individual named Inquilin, and Charlie frequently guesses their location. Charlie reads some sensitive data supplied from Inquilin and discovers that director Frank Moore and deputy Caleb Horowitz ordered unauthorized drone strikes in the Middle East and disguised them as suicide bombings. Director O'Brien and Moore call Charlie to the office to notify him that Sarah was killed during the London hostage crisis. Charlie refuses to accept it until he sees CCTV footage of Sarah being captured by armed guys. Charlie is subsequently brought back with her stuff and body. Among the goods is a puzzle that she intended to give him as a present, and he cries. Charlie wants Moore and Caleb to go after Sarah's killers, but they believe it is not a matter that can be resolved in the way he wants. He delves deeper into the attack and discovers the identities of the four terrorists: Mishka Blažić, Elish, Gretchen Frank, and Horst Schiller, the last being the one who pulled the trigger. It was also noted from further surveillance footage that Sarah defended another woman and was taken in her place. Moore and Caleb shrug him off, but Charlie threatens to expose their misdeeds, even if it means facing incarceration. He tells them he has a dead man's switch that will transmit the documents to the media if he does not check in every 5 hours. Moore and Caleb set up Charlie at a camp, but they secretly plot to kill him. Charlie visits Camp Ready and meets Colonel Robert Hendo Henderson. Charlie struggles with combat and pistol training, yet he is shown to understand how to correctly construct a bomb. After the training, Henderson concludes that Charlie is incapable of killing. Meanwhile, Moore and Caleb employ insiders to look for Charlie's dead man's switch, only to discover that he was bluffing. Following this finding, the two tell Henderson to kill Charlie, but he has already departed the camp. Charlie begins his search in Paris for Gretchen. He discovers her residence and picks the lock to get entry. He gets information about a clinic where she can get her allergies treated. Gretchen and her partner return home, but Charlie flees before she sees him. He has a good shot at her, but he can't bring himself to shoot her. Charlie sneaks into her room, acting as a doctor, and shuts the door. He stuffs pollen into the tube that leads into her chamber once she's locked inside. As she begins to suffocate, Charlie commands her to tell him where Schiller is. Gretchen appears to be losing consciousness, so Charlie lets her go, but she begins attacking and fighting him in the room. Gretchen flees into the street where she is struck by a car and killed. Charlie takes her phone and runs. Charlie travels to Marseille, where Henderson has followed him down after snatching Gretchen's phone. Charlie flees through a club to avoid Henderson, but ends up cornered inside a bar. Before Henderson can do anything, Charlie causes an explosion in the restroom, allowing him to flee. Charlie contacts Inquilin and travels to Istanbul, where she is revealed to be the widow of Davies, a dead KGB operative. They collaborate at her house and trace Blažić down to a hotel in Madrid, where they discover that he bribes the staff to clear the rooftop pool so he can use it for himself. While staying together, Davies asks Charlie if she can sleep next to him, just to feel someone close to her again. He agrees. Charlie confronts Blažić in the hotel's pool area. He informs him that he has wired the pool with a device to decompress the glass, allowing it to break. Blažić informs Charlie that Schiller has fled, so he attempts to swim away. Charlie activates the device, and the pool gradually cracks apart until it shatters, dropping Blažić 16 stories to his death. Henderson pursues Charlie as he attempts to flee, but he is ambushed by a task force sent by a suspicious O'Brien. The two men battle, with the operative grabbing Henderson's gun and killing him. But Henderson kills the other man while Charlie flees again. Caleb sends a striking force to Istanbul. Charlie and Davies are notified and begin fleeing the premises. While driving far enough, the gunmen notice them again, and Davies is fatally shot. Charlie is able to drive away and mourns the loss of his companion. Charlie is looking Elish down in Romania by pretending to make a weapons transaction with him. He fools Elish into opening a case that contains a bomb that will go off if he goes away from it. Charlie persuades Elish to tell him that Schiller has escaped Europe and is on a boat in the Baltic Sea, as well as the names of Schiller's colleagues. After getting what he wanted, Charlie fails to disarm the device as promised, leaving Elish to be blown up. As the CIA searches for him, Charlie attracts them into hunting for him in other countries because he has hacked their facial recognition software. The bear meets Charlie in Primorsk as he attempts to disrupt Schiller's operation. He offers to assist Charlie in fleeing so that the CIA cannot apprehend him, but Charlie refuses to abandon his objective. When Charlie goes spying around a shipyard, Schiller's men track him down and catch him. He is summoned to Schiller's boat to finally confront him. Schiller defends himself by stating that, while they had no intention of killing Sarah, the police had blocked their sole departure, and they needed to show how serious they were. Schiller also notes that Charlie's killings of Blazek and Elish, as well as Gretchen's death, were just as necessary to him as Schiller's murder of Sarah. Charlie's given a gun so he can shoot Schiller, but he explains that his original objective was to keep Schiller talking long enough to take the boat into Finnish seas. Following a tip from Charlie, agents raid the boat and arrest Schiller and his men. O'Brien subsequently speaks at a news conference after documents detailing Moore and Caleb's drone strike activities are made public, and the two are jailed. O'Brien also informs reporters that the whistleblower is still alive and working for the agency. Henderson, who is still alive, later discovers Charlie and admits to having underestimated his powers. After visiting Sarah's grave, Charlie returns home to his shed and examines a plane she gave him as a present. He fixes it and takes it out to fly.